I start it up, it runs good for 45 seconds. And then it acts like I've got a big cam in it, and it will fluctuate between 400 and 600 RPM. And during that time, I can't do anything with the pedal that would give it a steady RPM. And it does that for about 4 minutes. And then it goes north and south of 600 RPMs for about 45 seconds, and then it smooths out and runs fine. But if I drive it somewhere, as soon as I let off, when I come to a stop, it'll die on me.
Oh, it stalls.
I've got... Now, during that, when I first started, after that first 45 seconds, when it starts running, it's got a cam in it. If I shut it up and start it up again, it runs fine for another 45 seconds. And it's given a code of P0171, bank 1, and I've got a code for a P2299 for the brake pedal position and accelerator position incompatible.
So the P0171 is going to be a significant problem. That's going to be a lean code. We got a lean condition on our hands. The first thing that needs to be done is we need to smoke test this intake system using a smoke machine for vacuum leaks. So you've done that. There's no leaks whatsoever, correct?
Right.
Did you replace the oxygen sensors?
No.
So that would be the next step. There's going to be either the oxygen sensor or what's that? Then I would replace both of them. How many converters do you have?
Just one.
Then you only got two. You need one before and one after.
I've heard that they say the valve springs this particular year only are notorious for breaking, but this don't sound like that issue, does it?
Well, what you could measure, this is what I was trying to get to a minute ago, but you could measure engine vacuum. Now that we've confirmed there's no vacuum leaks, we can actually take a vacuum gauge and we can measure engine vacuum. And when it's running and at idle, it should be solid, steady, 19 inches at idle. The needle shouldn't be low. The needle shouldn't be fluctuating because it's basically mirroring how the engine is breathing. And if we have a mechanical issue like valves, sticking valves or anything with the valve train or anything like that, it's going to show in the vacuum readings. So that would be something to check into. Also, you can also check the map sensor and make sure the map sensor is reading correctly, or you could even just replace the map sensor. It does go bad quite often, causing this. And you're sure the intake manifold gaskets aren't leaking?
They don't believe they appear to be. I've sprayed. I've also done the smoke test, but I've also sprayed WD-40 or something other around everything. And
all right.
I've got no oil dripping down from the covers though either.
So you can check the vacuum first before replacing the oxygen sensors. You could check to make sure that the fuel pressure is good. So take a look here real quick before we get to the fuel pressure. Now that I think about it, if you only got two oxygen sensors and you got one converter, so that means you got one oxygen sensor before, one oxygen sensor after. So it doesn't sound right. Let me just take a look. 2500 to 5.7. It does only has two. So I wonder how in the world it knows. I guess the question I have to myself is, how does it know bank 1 and bank 2 are lean?
That was what I was wondering.
But
it's not coming from, it's after the Y pipe that they're both at.
So it's after the Y pipe. So it can't differentiate between bank 1 and bank 2. It just knows that one sensor that's before the converter is lean. That makes sense. All right. Are you sure there's no exhaust leaks?
No, there was at first when I got the truck. I corrected them. Now I don't have no exhaust after the converter.
How far away is the exhaust that comes out of the converter away from the last oxygen sensor?
Right there.
Well, that might be a problem. Replacing the oxygen sensors, even both of them, may not resolve the issue because I'm not an engineer, but from what I understand, the oxygen sensors compare the readings, the exhaust gases in the exhaust system to the outside air. So if you have the exhaust is just not exited to the back of the vehicle, it's right there. So that could affect the readings as far as I'm aware of. I haven't seen hard evidence either which way, but in theory, that's how I understand it works. So you could try, as long as there's no exhaust. Well, there is exhaust leaks. As long as there's no vacuum leaks, and the vacuum itself checks out good, you can slap a couple of oxygen sensors on there and see if that does the trick. If not, you may have to just put exhaust on the rest of the vehicle and see if that takes care of it. Take a look here. 49 PSI plus or minus 2 PSI.
All right. Well, I'll check these things out and see what I come up with then.
Sounds good. Good luck, and let us know if anything comes up.
I appreciate you.
All right, you bet. Thanks a lot. You too.
All right. Bye.